to try and do leading into this marathon is do a couple of daily vlogs. Certainly won't be doing one every day, but I kind of like the thought about doing that because this marathon might be the last dance for me. It might be the last marathon that I train for, or well, last one for a while anyway. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to training. I'm enjoying the training, and training's going well. But I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a PB. Well, you know, I'm positive about that. My fastest marathon today is 3:08:52, I think, and I think I can definitely do 3:05 or thereabouts on this one. It's been 2 years since I raced a marathon. No, what am I saying? 2 years. It's been coming up on 5 years since I raced a marathon proper, and it's about 6 years since I got that 3:08:52, let's say. So the thoughts of doing sub 3 this time, I think, are just I just don't have the base. Like, I've done a lot of base training. I've done nearly 8 or 9 months of just kind of good solid base training, which is good. But I'm 6 years older than I was back when I did obviously the PB 6 years ago, and when I try and run at the sub 3 hour pace, it's a lot of stress. It's not as comfortable as it should feel, and I think what I've learned is in the past I could have got a faster marathon time had I went for a slightly slower time, and I think that will be the case now. I think if I try and run a sub 3 hour marathon, I could end up finishing on 3:15, 3:20, whatever. If you start walking, it could be 3:40, and that will be a disaster. But I think when I'm doing my marathon pace runs, if I'm running at that 3:05 pace, which I think is about 4:22 as opposed to 4:15 kilometer, it just feels, I wouldn't say much more, yeah, definitely much more comfortable, but much more manageable, I think is a better word. It feels like that's what I should be doing. It feels like the extra stress that I put on myself to run those 7 seconds per kilometer faster, to run at that 3:15 or 4:15 per kilometer, it just seems a lot, and mentally I just can't see myself doing it, and it's a hard strain, it's a hard stress. I know I'm only in week 2 of marathon training, but I did a tempo run on Tuesday, and I was running at, when I was clicking off the kilometers around that 4:18 to 4:22, it just felt really comfortable and doable. And then I did a couple that were like 4:11 or just under the 4:15, and it just felt that it was just that extra stress was just a little bit too much. It was manageable to hold, but the RPE, the relative perceived effort, was a lot more than I think than marathon pace. So yeah, and if I did run a 3:05 or any PB, even 3:07, I think that might be enough. You know, I'm not gung-ho stuck on having to run sub 3 hours. I would love to do a sub 3 hour marathon, everybody would, but I think the things I need to do, you know, you see all these influences and different people going, oh, you know, if you want something, you just gotta change everything and do it, and you know, whatever, you gotta work for. I think I'd be happy with just another PB, whatever it is. If it was 3:08:10 or 3:08:10 seconds, I think I would be happy, because I progressed from where I was. Because I remember when I was training the last time, I was training hard, I was doing a lot of volume, and I've learned a lot since then. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of why I want to do the daily vlogs, because I think it'll be good to look back on, and if I'm just honest with my training and I train hard, and I focus on a goal that I think is very doable, who knows what can happen. But if I do this race and I don't PB, I think that would be a disaster, because I've got myself in good shape physically, I've got myself in good shape mentally, in terms of my mental output, in terms of going into the training. I'm really looking forward to it. I remember marathons before, dreading it at this stage, kind of going, oh, I'm gonna have to run all these sessions every week, and I'm not there now, and that's good. And I think I can definitely PB, and I think if I don't PB, it would be a disaster, barring if something happened. Like a couple of years ago, I went to Chester to do the Chester Marathon, and that day I probably would have or could have ran a sub 3 hour marathon. I was in great shape, but I got tripped up and ended up in St. John's Ambulance for 25-30 minutes. I still finished with a 3:45. But yeah, anyway, look, it's Thursday morning. I got to get to work. But yeah, I think not PBing would be a disaster. I'm up at Black Island in Castleblaney. I'm just out on my lunch break, so this is lunchtime now. I got to think about some of the stuff I was talking about this morning, and I guess what I'm trying to say in this vlog, and probably more importantly trying to say to myself, is that, you know, you lose track sometimes chasing times. I know I'm a good runner, a fairly decent runner. I think when I speak to people, it's like 3 people in clinic all the time who are runners, and a lot of marathon runners, and when I tell them my PB is 3:08 or my best time is 3:08, most people are very surprised and like pleasantly surprised and say that they would only dream about doing those sort of times. So I know it's good, and PBing would be, getting down to 3:05 would be absolutely brilliant. And I think it will be a good recognition and a good hat tip to all the training that I have done, because this time last year I was in no shape at all. I couldn't even run the Dublin Marathon last year because I had that chronic stomach issue, and I also had a bit of a knee problem and a little bit of a meniscus tear. So I've done well over the last couple of months to keep myself injury free, to get myself back to full health, and to get myself to the place now where I can run pretty well, and I can think about even PBing a marathon. So yeah, I think I need to just tell myself and be honest with myself, and this probably video is just all about just honesty, is that I know I can do 3:05 if I put my mind to it. I think trying to go for the sub 3 hour marathon this time around would be a bit naive, I think, and a bit risky, because I might finish, like I said earlier, with 3:15 or 3:20, and I think if I did finish with a time like that, it would be a bit of a disaster, because it wouldn't be fair on myself after everything I've done. So the goal is to go for around about under 3:08, but around 3:05 I think is going to be my goal for this Valencia marathon. And when I say this could be the last dance, I might get there, I might finish and realise that that's it. I want to go back and start doing triathlons. My kids are a little bit older, so a bit more time, and I love cycling. Anybody who started this challenge or start watching this channel at the start, I was training for a half Ironman. I do kind of see myself as a marathon runner, but I'd like to get back into triathlon. So it could be a case that I get there and I get a PB and I say that's it, I'm done. Or it could be a case that I get that, say 3:05 or 3:06, and I say, right, I want to go for it again, you know, do a couple of months training and go for that sub 3 hour. But for now, the absolute goal will be just the PB, and the golden standard would be to get 3:05. And that is it for this video. I'm going to do a few more of these daily vlogs just to keep my head in the game and to remind myself of what it is I'm doing. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did, and remember, run far, run fast, but most of all, run sensible.